Okay, fine. So this is session 2 of real-time project of in advanced Java. We are developing one real-time project that is nothing but restaurant management system. The technologies we are using is advanced Java, that is nothing but servlets plus JSP plus JDBC. Is it clear? First, domain knowledge is very important before developing the project. So that is the reason I'm focusing. Today our topic is SDLC, Software Development Lifecycle. So first of all, you must know what is a project. A project is a process of developing the software. So software is nothing but a collection of programs. Program is set of instructions given to a computer. That we already know. So there are different types of projects as we discussed in the last session, like banking domain, e-commerce domain, insurance domain, healthcare domain, social networking domain. Our project is POS application, point of sale application. The title of the project is Restaurant Management System. And a single developer cannot develop the entire project. It's a teamwork. A lot of developers are involving in developing the project. You are the member of the team. Are you following? You are the member of the team. The main aim of the developer is to maintain the details. Are you following? Means one developer cannot develop the total application. You will be involving in developing a particular module. So what is SDLC? Software Development Lifecycle. So there are different types of SDLC models are there, like waterfall model, V model, spiral model, Agile model. The one of the popular model that is available is Agile model. Is it clear? SDLC means Software Development Lifecycle. Okay. So waterfall model is a sequential model. Waterfall model is what, all of you? Sequential model. As the water will always flows from top to bottom. Is it clear? Waterfall model is a sequential model. Is it clear, everyone? Did you understood? So generally, whenever you develop any project, some steps are required, like requirement gathering. First of all, business analyst will gather the requirements from the client. Business analyst will act like a mediator between software company and the client organization, vendor organization. He is the person who will gather the requirements from the client. He is the person who will prepare the documents along with his team of members. Generally, in real time, we'll call them as product management team. So generally, initially what will happen means business analyst will gather the requirements from the client and he will prepare the documents. And then they will do analysis and then designing, coding, testing, deployment, support and maintenance. These are the steps that will be followed in waterfall. In general, in any software methodologies, these steps will be followed. So requirement gathering techniques, different techniques are there that will be followed by business analyst. And business analyst will gather the requirements from the stakeholders and prepare the documents like BRD document and FRD document, business requirement document, functional requirement document. So what is waterfall model? Waterfall model is a sequential model where the water will always flows from top to bottom. So in waterfall model, application development will done phase by phase. Means first requirement gathering will be done. Total at the initial stage only, the total requirements belongs to that project will be gathered. And then start doing analysis. Visit that once analysis is completed, start doing the designing. Next coding. Is it clear? Next testing. It is a sequential model. The after completion of the first phase only, the next phase will what? Start development. Are you following? That is waterfall model is very old model, but nowadays the popular model is Agile model. Okay. So what are the advantages of this waterfall model? You can see easy to develop and understand. Every step is well planned. Next phase will start after developing the previous phase. Is it clear? It is very powerful model. In olden style waterfall model is very powerful model. So the drawbacks in waterfall model is unclear requirements. If the requirement is not clear, is it clear? At the initial stage, gathering the requirement is very difficult. That is the problem. Unclear requirement. Frequently requirement changes will be there. Lack of involvement of customer. There is a lot of gap between developer and the customer because there is no interaction between the development team and the product management team. Did you understand, everyone? And accuracy of estimation. Cost is very high. Is it clear? And uneven loading of resources. Is it clear? Not using the resources properly, because in waterfall model, designer will design the screens, developer will write the code, tester will test the code, but these all people will not do simultaneously. After completing of the total designing of the project, only development will start. After completing of the development, only testing will start. There is no much time available for testing, no time to fix defects. Use documentation work is required. Schedule and cost will overrun. Lot of midnight work is required before final delivery. Finally, customer is not happy with the output. So for in olden days, it is very good model, but nowadays waterfall is not that much popular. So here you can see V model. The main problem in waterfall model is testing is very, very difficult. Testing the application, the final stage is very, very difficult. It is very tedious process. Designers will design the forms, screens, developer will write the code, tester will test the code. Testing the application at the final stage is very difficult. That is, assume if 500 or 1000 errors are there at the final stage. Now, instead of rectifying those 500 errors, start developing the new project is better. Testing is very difficult process. So next one is V model, validation and verification model. So now this V model given solution for what? Testing. Is it clear? So it is in a V shape, means application must be coding and testing must done simultaneously. That is called as V model. Generally, in real time, there are two types of testings are available. In real time, there are two types of testings are available. One is black box testing, other one is white box testing. The testing that was done by developer is called as white box testing. The testing that was done by end user, test engineer, the testing that was done by test engineer is called as black box testing. The testing that was done by developer is called as white box testing. The testing that was done by developer is called as white box testing. So testing is basically divided into two types. One is black box testing, other one is white box testing. Are you following, everyone? So in real time, developer also will do the testing. That type of testing is called as unit level testing. These testing is basically divided into five types. One is unit level testing, module level testing, integration level testing, system level testing, user acceptance testing. Did you understand? Your total testing is divided into how many types? Five types. First one is unit level testing. Second one is module level testing. Third one is integration level testing. Fourth one is system level testing. So generally, if I ask one point here, whenever you develop any project, okay, na? Whenever you develop any project consists of multiple modules. That is, assume here you have module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, like multiple modules are there. Let us assume here you have admin module is there. Next, you can go for floor module is there. Next, some kitchen module is there. Next, we are developing one project for a restaurant, management system. There are different types of modules are there. Customer module is there. So your project is divided into multiple modules. Your module consists of multiple tasks. Multiple tasks will be there. Is it clear? Something like the responsibilities of the admin are different. For example, if you take one login form is called as one task. For example, I have a requirement something like this. You enter username, you enter password, and click on one button, sign in. So whenever user enter the username and password and click on this sign in button, it has to go to database and check whether login user is valid or invalid. This is one small requirement. Is it clear? This is a small requirement. This is called as a task. So who will develop this task means developer. Did you understand? Who will develop the code means developer. Who will test the code? Developer. So the testing that was done by developer is called as unit level testing. Unit is a small piece of code that was written by developer. Is it clear? That is a small login form is there. So who will design the screen means designer. Who will write the code means developer. Who will test the code? Developer only. The testing that was done by developer is called as unit level testing. That is called as white box testing only. And like one small module consists of multiple tasks are there. Single module can have multiple tasks will be there. Yes or no? So now multiple developers will develop these tasks. And once after developing this particular completing of developing this module is given to the test engineer. Now test engineer will do again testing. That is module level testing. Module level testing means checking the input and checking the output. That's it. Is it clear? Some test case will be their expected value is equal to actual value, then test case is pass. Otherwise, test case is fail. Are you following? So developer will develop the code. Is it clear? And developer only will test the code. That type of testing is called as unit level testing. Like after completion of developing of one particular module, test engineer will what he will do? He will try to test that particular module. That is called as module level testing. And then like multiple modules are developed. Once when multiple modules are developed, there is a relation between one module and another module. One module will link with another module. So for that, we need to write the code. We need to integrate one module with another module. For that, we need to write some what code. So that who will write that logic again? Integration logic also written by developer. Who will test that code again? Developer. So that is called white box testing. Unit level testing, integration level testing comes under white box testing. And once when the integration level testing is done, different developers will work on the same project. No, different developers will work on same project. Different developers will work on same project. Now what will happen when different developers work on same project? They will work on different machines. So now what again test engineer will do? Test engineer will collect all the modules from different machines and install in one machine and start doing the testing. That is called as system level testing. Is it clear? At the time of development, total project is kept in different machines. Are you following everyone? And what the test engineer will do, he will keep all the modules in single machine and start doing the testing. That is called as system level testing. And then before submitting before delivery, before the project delivery or before deployment, test engineer will test the project before the client. That is called as user acceptance testing. So generally 5 types of testings are there. Basically 2 types, black box testing, white box testing. The testing that was done by test engineer is called as black box testing. The testing that was done by developer is called as white box testing. There are 5 levels of testings are there. Unit level testing, module level testing, integration level testing, system level testing, user acceptance testing. Is it clear? So unit level testing, integration level testing comes under white box testing. Module level testing, system level testing, user acceptance testing comes under black box testing. Did you understood? Everyone, mostly test engineers will follow this V model, validation and verification model. Coding and testing will done simultaneously. But nowadays there is one more powerful model is Agile model. Agile is very powerful model. So generally, when you develop any project, first what will happen, business analyst will gather the requirements from the client. Business analyst will gather the requirements from the client. Did you understood? Business analyst will accept the request from the client. Are you following? And business analyst will divide the total requirements into different what? Task. Business analyst will prepare some document that is called as SRS document, system requirement specification, not software requirement. SRS means system requirement specification. This document consists of the complete information of the project, like project architecture diagram, data flow diagrams, UML diagrams, CR diagrams. The complete information of the project will be documented in one document. The name of the document is SRS. Did you understand, everyone? So once when the business analyst will gather the requirements from the client, is it clear? What will happen? All the requirements are kept in one. All the requirements are divided into different tasks. Task is nothing but a small piece of code is called as task, a small requirement. Registration form, that is one story. Generally in Agile model, we'll call that one as a story. Is it clear? So these all for example, you are constructing a building. Constructing a building means first construction of pillars will be there. Construction of floor will be there. Construction of walls will be there. Interior work will be there. And some woodwork will be there. Like lot of the construction of building is our project. So your project is divided into multiple tasks. multiple tasks, and the tasks related to a particular category kept in one sprint. Actually, sprint. Did you understood? In agile methodology, business analyst will gather the requirement from the client, and business analyst will divide the requirements into. They will keep all the requirements in one epic, and these requirements or task is called as story. Called as what, all of you? Story. Task is also called as story. So epic is collection of stories, and means they will divide your total requirements into small pieces, and they kept in one epic. And then the requirements that must related to a specific module, they will identify. They kept in one sprint. So you can call simply sprint is nothing but a collection of what? Stories. Sprint is nothing but a collection of what? Stories. Are you following, everyone? Means planned story is called as a sprint. Unplanned story is called as sprint backlog. Means ready to develop. For example, construction of pillar. Without construction of pillar, we cannot construct the slab. No? Construction of pillar consists of 10 stories. So keep that 10 stories in one sprint. Like they will keep which tasks must be developed first. That task they'll keep in the form of sprint. So once when the sprint is ready, sprint planning will be done. Sprint planning means the project manager, product master, the key people, the important members of that particular project will involve, and they will try to decide that in order to develop this sprint, maximum this sprint will be for 1 week or 2 weeks. So sprint is nothing but a collection of stories. Is it clear? Sprint planning, they will try to decide uh, how many days, what is the duration to complete this sprint, how many estimated time, and they will what softwares that are required to complete this sprint, and any third party softwares are required. Like they will do some analysis actually. Is it clear? And once one sprint planning will be done, story begins. Story begins means what? Development started. Development started means what? Scrum team. Scrum is nothing but group of members who are involving in developing the task. In agile methodology, what will happen means designer, developer, tester, everyone will sit in the same, belongs to the same Scrum team. Is it clear? Same task was assigned to the designer, developer, as well as tester also. Is it clear? Mini waterfall model it is. So nowadays it is very popular model. So here you see Scrum is nothing but team of members who are involving in developing the story. Scrum team consists of the developer, designer, tester. Is it clear? The complete, all the members are available in this particular Scrum team. Are you following, everyone? So now what is the Scrum meeting? Scrum meetings are daily meetings. What is the agenda of that Scrum meeting means? Agenda is two things. One is what work done yesterday and what work we'll do today. That is the main agenda of this particular Scrum meetings. So in Agile methodology, basically three types of users are there. So this is nothing but our incremental releases is called a sprint. Scrum is nothing but group of members, designer, developer, tester. All members will stay in what? Same room. Is it clear? Scrum is nothing but group of members like designer, developer, tester. All these members will stay in the same place. Yes or no? And designer will design the screen, developer will develop the code, tester will test the code, and the duration will be maximum some 20 hours or 30 hours will be there given for that particular story. And one sprint can have multiple stories, and the maximum duration of the sprint is 2 weeks, something like that. Okay, the sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4, several incremental releases is called as sprint. Once when the sprint development is completed, sprint review will be done. In sprint review, they will check whether sprint is working properly or not, any issues are there, they will try to analyze. There are three types of users are there in Agile model. One is product owner, other one is Scrum Master, another one is Scrum team. Product owner, Scrum Master, and what? Scrum team. Three types of users are available. Or if a product owner is nothing but he is a business analyst. He is a person who will act like a mediator between the software company and the client. If ICICI Bank is the client and Accenture is the software company, the business analyst he will act like a mediator between both of them. He is the person who will bring the project to the company. Are you following, everyone? And then Scrum Master mostly is a project manager. Scrum Master is mostly a project manager. The main responsibility of the Scrum Master is he will make the Scrum team to develop the project successfully, efficiently. Did you understood? Scrum team is nothing but designer, developer, tester. Actually, you are the member of the Scrum team. So when interviewer will ask you what is your roles and responsibilities in Agile model, you can tell I am the member of this Scrum team. Actually, this batch will be there every day at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Sorry, 5 p.m. IST. It will be live in YouTube. Any of your friends are there, you promote them. Okay. So roles of the there are 3 types of users will be there: product owner, Scrum Master, and Scrum team. Please try to subscribe to my channel, share, like, and please subscribe. It will be helpful for a lot of people. Okay, now. So Scrum team means this product owner, what he is doing, he bought one project for the company. He is asking to the Scrum Master, can we develop this product bulb? And Scrum team is ready to develop that particular product. Are you following, everyone? So generally in Agile methodology, daily Scrum will be there. Daily Scrum means some stand-up meetings, or you can call as kick-off meeting. Generally nowadays daily 2 times they'll conduct the meeting. They'll try to discuss what work done yesterday and what work done today. How many stories we have to develop today. What are the plans that we have to check to complete that particular stories. Like that is a teamwork, purely teamwork. You're the member of the team. But nowadays in companies, what happening? They're involving the developer from starting phase only. If you join in a company, they're asking you to sit beside the seniors, and they're making you to understand the requirement. They're making you to involve from end to end of the project development, because nowadays full stack developers, lot of demand is there. Companies are expecting everything from the developer only, starting to ending. Is it clear? So you must have the knowledge on SDLC models, frameworks, real-time tools, some cloud technologies. Is it clear? Some API testing like Postman, some version tools, GitHub, Jira, some task management tools. All this stuff is required. Required means just basic knowledge. What is what you must know. And once when the story completed, sprint is completed. Once when the development is completed, that build will be done. Build means release. Release means the code was sent to the testing team, and the test engineer, what he will do, he will try to test the code, and he will apply CI/CD integration. Some testing manager, delivery manager will be there. CI/CD means continuous integration, continuous deployment. That we'll see in future when we learn Spring Boot microservices. Okay, now, so what is happening in Agile model? Here you can see business analyst will gather the requirements from the client. Business analyst will prepare the documents like BRD, FRD, SRS. Business requirement document means it will give the information about the business. What actually this organization is, organization hierarchy, the product, what they are developing, what are their goals, all these information will be there. FRD means functional requirement specification. Functional requirement document means technical specifications and everything will be there in FRD. Is it clear? Epic is nothing but epic is a collection of larger story which was broken into smaller stories. Epic is nothing but if you take Mahabharata, Ramayana, these all are epics. Epic is nothing but a collection of stories. If you take Mahabharata, 18 parvas are there. Epic consists of parvas. 18 parvas are there. Okay, na? Every parva consists of small stories will be there. Drona Parva, Bhishma Parva, like lot of parvas are there now. One parva consists of the related to that particular parva stories will be there. So Agile model also following the same model. Is it clear? So divide your total requirement into multiple tasks. Identify the related tasks and keep in one sprint and start developing the sprint. So generally HLD means high level design, LLD means low level design. Overall design of your project. Is it clear? The complete information of your project will be available in HLD. In-depth analysis of each and every particular module is available in what? LLD, low level design. Are you following, everyone? That's what I'm telling. So now here you can see once business analyst designed the epic was divided into multiple tasks where each task is called as a user story. One task is equal to one story. So epic was divided into multiple stories, and these multiple tasks are kept in one sprint. Is it clear? Planned story is called as sprint, unplanned story is called as sprint backlog. Unplanned story is called as a sprint backlog. Are you following, everyone? The main aim of sprint planning is at the end of each sprint, the team has to produce a coded, tested, and usable piece of software. It consists of the information like sprint start time, when to start the sprint, what is the end time, how many scrum teams are required, any support is required, or any third-party softwares are required. Once sprint planning is completed, story begins. Story begins means development will start. So what is Scrum? Scrum is a Agile framework for completing complex projects. Scrum is a team who involved to develop the story. So at the time of development of the story, 3 people will involve. I told you, Product Master, Scrum Master, and Scrum team. Product Master is a traditional project manager or business analyst who will fulfill the roles of the Scrum Master. Scrum Master is a technical person. You don't have any knowledge on the product. Business analyst means you don't have any knowledge on technical. He is developer. Coding also will do. One module will do. Okay, na? This project it will continue. Coding also will cover. Better to continue this batch. It will helpful for everyone. The role of product master is key in Agile methodology. This is all the story I told you. Scrum Master is a coach for the Scrum team, helping the team to do the best work, which will give the efficiency output. Yes, sir, everyone. Scrum Master is responsible to conduct the Scrum meetings. The main aim of the Scrum meeting is to check the work that was done by Scrum team in daily basis. Meetings are typically held in the same location at the same time each day. Ideally, a daily Scrum meeting is held in the morning because it will help the developers to complete their tasks. The main aim of Scrum team is two things. One is what work done yesterday and what work will do today. Scrum Master will report to the Product Master and he will report to the client. Based on the Scrum meeting, a burn down chart is prepared. Burn down chart means it is a chart that shows how quickly you and your team are burning the customer stories. And it means if any pending work is there, it will show the status of your particular stories. Something like this. In Agile methodology, one sprint duration is 2 weeks, let us assume, and the team size is 7. That is Scrum team. Who will develop this stories means Scrum team. Scrum team means designer, developer, tester. Daily 6 to 8 hours per day. Means billing will be given for that time only. You may work for more hours in the company, that is not an issue. But client point of view, he will give billing only for the estimated time. And there is some testing life cycle is also there in Agile model. So developer will develop the story. Once story is developed, unit testing will be done. Unit is a small piece of code. Who will develop the story? Developer. Who will test the code? Developer. And once when unit testing is done, smoke testing will be done. Smoky testing is nothing but what if you take any pipelines between some gas pipelines will be there. Before sending the gas, very sensitive pipelines. No, before sending the gas, they will send some fog, some smoke they will send, so that smoke can identify the minute okay, everyone. Once smoke testing is done, then what will have smoke testing means checking whether all the database connections means developer will give the develop the task now, and he has to send this task to the test engineer after completing of means after creating as a module, and before sending to the testing to the test engineer, he will do the smoke testing means checking whether the database connections are working properly or checking whether the hyperlinks are working properly or not. Means he will create an environment for the tester to test the code. Once one smoke testing is done, then release will be done, and then test engineer will do sanity testing. It is also similar like smoke testing. Sanity testing means test engineer also will check whether all the hyperlinks are working properly, database connections are working properly before starting the test. And then the real testing will be done. Means checking the expected value is equal to actual value. Then test case is pass. Otherwise, test case is fail. If any bugs are identified, then they'll prepare one document called DPD, defect profile document, and they will keep the list of bugs in that particular document. They'll keep. Did you understood everyone? Are you following? So once when the any bugs are identified, the list of bugs are documented in one document, that is DPD, and the developer will again try to resolve this bugs and he will release the build. And again smoke testing will be done, and again test engineer will do sanity testing, and again here retesting, not real testing. Real testing means initial level of testing, retesting means testing the defects, and then regression testing, dependency testing means if you do any modification one module, if the modifications will affect in another module or not, it will check. If there are no bugs, close the store. But this is not required for the developer, just is a testing life cycle in Agile model. This basic knowledge is enough for you. So in the next class, in the next video, I will try to explain you the database tables, how to create the